Everybody, welcome back to the channel. We have the Philadelphia Phillies today in our MLB The Show franchise series. The only team we won a World Series with so far is the Atlanta Braves. Can we do it with a division rival, the Philadelphia Phillies, a team that is built to win right now? They made a few World Series. They just haven't won them, but they have made them, and they have a roster they can get back there. So let's take a look at this roster. Starting rotation, you got Zach Wheeler, getting up there in age a little bit, but still signed for 3 more years. He's been fantastic for them since he got here from the Mets, and hopefully he continues to be our ace. You have Aaron Nola as well, who's a very reliable second, third star in your rotation. Obviously, they gave him that big contract going to 2031. Ranger Suarez, who's been good for them as well, and he's a free agent after the season, so that's a decision we're going to have to make. Do we move him? Do we re-sign him? This is a Phillies team that hasn't been afraid to spend money, obviously. They gave Bryce Harper money, and Aaron Nola, and Zach Wheeler, and Kyle Schwarber, and Trey Turner, so that's a decision we're going to have to make. You have Christopher Sanchez as well. He's signed till 2029. And you have Jesus Luzardo, who's due for free agency in our final season of this franchise. So this rotation is very good. Now, can we use a better number two? Something we could use. But like 1 through 5, this is a very good rotation. You have Andrew Painter as well, who's a top prospect. Maybe we use him as a trade chip. Maybe he's a long reliever for us. And then you also have Mick Abel, who's one of their top pitching prospects. They got some good pitching prospects as well, those two. Go to the relief corps. You got Matt Strom, another guy who's a free agent after the season. He's been spectacular in Philly. Another tough decision we're going to have to make. And you have Orion Kerkering, who I got in a few other franchises, only 23 years of age. Definitely could be a very good reliever if he ain't already. Actually, he already is. I mean, look at his year last year. Then you have Jose Alvarado, another guy who, for some reason, in franchise, he has not been good for me. So hopefully this is a different scenario here with the Phillies. But I've gotten him in the last few franchises. I've gotten him offered in trades and thought, okay, this guy's 29. He's B potential. He's been good for most of his career. He just hasn't worked out. Tanner Banks, Joe Ross, and the rest are C potentials. You have Jordan Romano as the closer. So closer, unless we put maybe Matt Strom or Kerkering at closer, we definitely need one of those. Hopefully, I mean, this guy was really good a few years ago with the Blue Jays. Last year, was not very good. Only pitched 13 innings. Catcher, you got JT Realmuto, another guy due for free agency. So I'm curious in real life how the Phillies are gonna do. I mean, I've heard they're interested in re-signing him. So we'll have to see. He is 33 years of age now. Maybe we'll re-sign him. We'll see how he performs. Maybe we go for a younger catcher. We will see. No really top catching prospects. Obviously, we're good at first base. Bryce Harper, one of the best to ever play, in my opinion. I mean, he's been fantastic his whole career. Really hope he wins the World Series before he retires. And then you have no really big problems. We don't need him. Bryson Stott, second base. Another guy, we don't have to worry about second base. Hopefully he has a big year for us. You also have Edmundo Sosa, who signed for another year after this. So we're good at second base. Third base, you have Alec Bohm, another guy who's due for free agency in 2 seasons. So that's going to be a decision we're going to have to make. There's been tons of rumors about them potentially trading him. Didn't happen. So we'll have to see. And then shortstop, we're set. Trey Turner. You also have Rodolfo Castro, who's still only 25 years of age, who could be a backup. And then left field, or really DH, you have Kyle Schwarber, who's just a home run machine, man. He's one of the best home run hitters in the game. And you have Max Kepler, who they got from the Twins. Had a really good year in 2023. Been a guy who hits for a lot of powers. Didn't really have a good year last year. Only hit 8 home runs, but I think he can have a good bounce back year. And you have a bunch of D level prospects. You have Brandon Marsh in center field and Johan Rojas. And then you have Nick Castellanos, who maybe will move off his contract. I know the Phillies have been trying to move off his contract for a few years. Not that he's been horrible with his production. It's just, you got to get some money eventually opened up. So this team, listen, not a lot of holes on this team. And, maybe we could use, Kyle Schwarber is due for free agency after the year. So left field, with Max Kepler, another guy who's due for free agency. So left field definitely going to be something we'll have to look at. And maybe right field if we move Castellanos. And maybe, catcher, depending on what we do with Real Muto. So we're going to have some decisions to make because Ranger Suarez, big part of rotation. Does he walk? This is a lot of tough decisions we're going to have to make. But I'm very confident in us getting to the playoffs with this team. This team has a ton of talent and a ton of veterans who have been there and been in the postseason. So I can't wait to see where we go with this Phillies team. So let's do it. So first trade we're going to trade Brian De La Cruz for Taijuan Walker. This is more just a salary dump getting off Taijuan Walker's contract. And Brian De La Cruz is a guy who's got a little bit of pop and can give us some depth in right field. Another trade we're going to accept, we're going to trade Jesus Luzardo, who's not really having a great year. He's still signed until 2027, but this is a good trade. We're getting Nick Lodolo from the Cincinnati Reds. This is a trade they offered for Jesus Luzardo. A very tempting trade offer from the Rays. We're getting Shane Baz, I know I'm mispronouncing that, for Ranger Suarez. Now, Ranger Suarez is an 83 overall compared to a 79, but he is 4 years younger, Shane Baz is, and he's not due for free agency for the rest of this franchise. So that helps out. He's having a really good year, 6-7, 3.07 ERA. And Ranger Suarez has been good as well, 3.43 ERA. But are we going to be able to re-sign him in free agency? So I'm going to go ahead and accept this trade. This might be a gamble, but I think this helps us. We're going to make Nick Castellanos. He's not having a good year. He's owed $20 million next year. We can get somebody better than a trade or free agency. We got Brian De La Cruz who can take over in right field. He's having an okay season so far. We're going to get Joey Loperfido from the Blue Jays, a guy who can play all over the diamond. So we're going to make a big trade here with the Chicago Cubs. We're going to get Seiya Suzuki, who's having a great season, 20 home runs, 84 RBIs, or excuse me, 64 RBIs. We got him signed for 3 more seasons, 2 more after this. We're going to give them Ricardo Perez, who's a B or C level 21-year-old first base prospect. We're going to give them Aiden Miller, one of our top prospects at shortstop. And then we're going to give them Johan Rojas, who's still only 24 and not really having a good offensive year. But this is a pretty good package for Seiya Suzuki. And we get a right fielder for the rest of this franchise. So here we are at the trade deadline. We're sitting in a good spot, 53-49. We're in first place. Do we have the best record ever? No, but we're above 500. We're in first place. We've had some injuries. We have Aaron Nola out for 1 to 2 more months. He was having an okay season, but man, that was a huge injury. Bryce Harper was hurt. He was out for almost 1-2 months. He's having a fantastic year, though. What a year, 351 average. Sheesh. And then we also have Max Kepler, who's out pretty much the rest of the season. He wasn't playing fantastic, but he was still having a good year. And he had a dislocated ankle, so we've had some injuries. But hey, every team has injuries. You got to fight through them. So let's say about it. This might be edited out of the video, depending on how long it is, because PlayStation only has where you can have an hour-long video. I usually do my videos on PlayStation, so that's why the videos are usually 40 minutes to an hour. So if this goes too long, then I'll edit some of this out. So just a heads up. So let's take a look at how he's been doing. Trey Turner, great year, 20 home runs, 57 RBIs, slugging .516. Bryson Stott having a pretty bad year so far, not really what I expected from him. Bryce Harper, we've already seen his stats, fantastic. Kyle Schwarber, 23 home runs, 55 RBIs, good year for him. Seiya Suzuki, the free agent, trade acquisition we got, having a good year. Alec Bohm, probably going to finish with 20 home runs. I'll take that, having a good year. Brandon Marsh has not been bad at all, 293 average. JT Realmuto's been okay, not really anything to go home about, especially power-wise. Brian De La Cruz has been solid since we got him in the trade. I mean, I'll take those numbers, especially hitting ninth in our lineup. Rodolfo Castro's made the most of his opportunities off the bench. You know, he's only had 6 at-bats. Joey Loperfido's been okay. Edmundo Sosa has not been great. And Rafael Martian has been, you know, decent as a backup catcher. So our lineup's actually been pretty good. And when we look at the rotation, Zach Wheeler's been awesome, 3.12 ERA, 9-5 record. Christopher Sanchez has been great as well, 3.23 ERA. Shane Baz, I'll take that. You know, 3.49 ERA, went up a little bit, but I'll still take that. Andrew Painter, making the most. We've called him up for the minor leagues. He's made the most out of his opportunities. 2-1, 3.86 ERA, especially the injury to Aaron Nola. He's getting the opportunity on rotation. And Nick Lodolo, for a 5th starter, I'll take a 4.34 ERA. So our rotation, not bad either. Look at the bullpen. We called up Chris Matt. He's made the most of his opportunities so far. 2.79 ERA. Zach Jackson, who we signed in free agency, he's been fantastic. 2.33 ERA. Jordan Romano's had a bounce-back season. ERA still a little high, but I'll take it. Joe Ross has been good. 58 innings, 3.07 earned run average. Carlos Hernandez, we also called up from AAA. He's made the most of his opportunities. Orion Kerkering, 15 holes, 3.53 ERA, a little higher than what we're used to seeing from him, but still I'll take it. Jose Alvarado's actually having a good year for me in franchise. 2.18 ERA for him. He's been fantastic. And then Matt Strom has been unhittable. 1.02 ERA, 29 saves, We signed him to an extension because he's having such a good year, $7.5 million per year till 2030. So really, I don't see a lot of need in this team. Like maybe we can get another bullpen arm, but our team's performing really well right now. Like there's not any weak link of our team, especially when we get Aaron Nola back. Not really sure we're going to get Max Kepler back. There's only 3 months left of the season, but we do have depth in the outfield. So I'm going to look through some trades, but I might not do any trades because our team's looking good right now. Sometimes you just got to let the team roll if they're performing well, and we might do that here. So I'll let you guys know if we make any deals. So we're going to make a huge trade. I know I said I might not make any trade, but I saw this guy was on the trade block, and we had to try to get him because he would be a fantastic number 2 behind Zach Wheeler. Shane McClanahan, 3.19 ERA. He's 27. He signed 2 more seasons after this, so we're good there. We're going to give them Dante Nori, who's a 20-year-old C-level prospect. We're going to give them Andrew Painter. I don't want to give up Andrew Painter, but you got to give up something to get an ace like that. And then Nick Lodolo, who we recently got in the trade. So I think we're giving up a fair amount, especially Andrew Painter. I think it's a really big get for them. I was going to give up Mick Abel and Andrew Painter, but we'd have 5 starters. But man, this is going to be a huge get for us. So first regular season is over. Let's quickly see how everybody did before we get on with the playoffs. We end up finishing with 93 wins, 69 losses. We dominate the division. So good first season. Let's see how everybody performed. Trey Turner with a career-high 38 home runs, drove a 93, slugged 555. What a year in that leadoff spot. Bryson Stott didn't have a great season. I mean, it was just a mess season from him. Bryce Harper, even though he only played 100 games, he still made the most of it. 22 home runs, 67 RBIs, 316 average. Kyle Schwarber, another fantastic year, power-wise, 36 home runs. He led the league in walks, too, which is surprising. Free agent to be, that's going to be a tough decision. But, man, he keeps raking. Seiya Suzuki with a good year, 29 home runs, 100 RBIs, hit good average, slugged 500. Alec Boehm had about a typical Alec Boehm year. I mean, I'm not really too mad at it. Brandon Marsh, good year, 13 home runs, 48 RBIs, hit 283. JT Realmuto was okay. I mean, that's about where his numbers were last year. He's definitely on a decline offensively. We'll have to see what we do with him in free agency. Brian De La Cruz, good pickup. I mean, 15 home runs for your number 9 hitter. Can't be mad at that. Then the bench, Rodolfo Castro had a good year off the bench. Edmundo Sosa just didn't produce, unfortunately. Weston Wilson didn't produce either. He did pop a few home runs. And then Marshawn was good in that backup catcher role. So our lineup got the job done. Let's see the pitching side. So Shane McClanahan was fantastic, our big trade acquisition. 14-10, 2.86 ERA. Zach Wheeler starting to fall off in overall a little bit, which is concerning. Maybe we look to move off him and get somebody who's younger, and we'll have to see how that pans out. But good year from him. 14-8, 3.11 ERA. Christopher Sanchez was fantastic, 3.30 ERA, 15-10 record. Aaron Nola, who's back healthy now for the postseason, 6-6, 3.80 ERA on the season. And then I don't know why this guy is our 5th starter. Shane Bass should be. He had a great year as well. So everybody in the rotation with the ERA under 3. I mean, that is fantastic to see. And all 80 overalls and up. So we have John Kunal, who didn't have a bad year. I mean, ERA of 3. Zach Jackson, another free agent acquisition, 2.37 ERA. He did his job. Jordan Romano with a good bounce back year, 3.75 ERA. Joe Ross, who came back from injury, good year. And then Carlos Hernandez, good year from him. That's a surprise. You know, he had a good year last year with the Royals. Orion Kirkring was fantastic, 2.92 ERA, 22 holds. Jose Alvarado, again, a good year from him in franchise, surprising, 21 holds, 2.39 ERA. And then Matt Strom, 42 saves, 1.53 ERA. He was unhittable. So it's time to get on with the postseason, ladies and gentlemen. Who will we be facing? We're facing the Chicago Cubs, Seiya Suzuki's former team. We're going to sim game 1. We win that. We win or lose game 2. We're going to sim game 3. Lose that. So we're down against the wall already. We're going to quick manage game 4. See how that goes. Again, some of this stuff might be edited out of the video if we go too long, because I know the playoffs can go a little bit longer. We got Aaron Nola on the mound against Jameson Tyone here. 2-out walk for Bryce. And the Cubs are already in business here, but we don't give up any runs. Aaron Nola. We need him to pitch like the Aaron Nola the postseasons before. He's looking good so far. Hope I didn't just jinx him. Taillon's just mowing down. And 2-run bomb by Kyle Schwarber. As soon as I say that, back-to-back home run, Seiya Suzuki, and another home run for Brandon Marsh. It's 4-0 Phillies. And Taillon had a bad fourth inning. They take him out to put in Julian Merriweather. It's now 5-0. Aaron Nola continues to pitch fantastic. Let's see if he can keep it up here. Solo shot by Kyle Tucker. Gets the Cubbies on the board here. Tyson Miller gives up a solo shot to Stott. And it's now 6-1. We're going to leave Nola in. He's been rolling. As soon as I say that, Rojas hits a home run against us. Let's see if we can get some extra runs here against Yency Almonte. So we're going to go to our pen. We're going to go to Kerkering here. 1, 2, 3, 8th. Luke Little in the pitch. And he's in a little bit of a jam. Gives up 1 run. So we're not going to use our closer. We're going to use Zach Jackson here. He's in a little bit of a jam, though. We might have to go to our closer, actually. We cannot lose this game. And we end up winning 7-3 to force a Game 5 in Philly. So can we advance? Big game right here, obviously. The Philly crowd is going to be obviously hectic. We're going to put Shane McClanahan on the mound, Let's see if he can pitch like our ace in this. Gives up an early run, 2 runs early. Hopefully our offense can pick him up here. And he's not looking too sharp so far. And Justin Steele, I mean, he's probably going to have an ace-type performance as well. So strikes, 2 out, ground out. And he is just rolling right now against our lineup. And as soon as I say that, we get on the board. So it's 2-1. Leadoff single. And we tie the game thanks to Edmundo Sosa, who had a bad year. Okay, we got to go to the bullpen. McClanahan's struggling. We're going to go with Jordan Romano here. And gets a clutch double play. What a job by him there. Maybe one more inning out of him. Okay, no. We're going to bring in Joe Ross. Gets out of the jam. Justin Steele's still in the game. And they take him out. So Joe Ross, maybe one more inning. No, not looking good. We're going to go back to Jackson here. Gets out of it. Yency Almonte, bottom of the 8th against the top of the order. Luke Little in the pitch. Trey Young pop-up. Strikeout of Brandon Marsh. And Bryce Harper hits a 2-out single. And Kyle Schwarber walks. Seiya Suzuki strikes out. So we're going to bring in Kerkering here. Leadoff walk and an error. Bases loaded. Strikeout. We got to go to Matt Strom here. And he gets out of it with a ground out. Bottom of the 9th. Tyson Miller in the pitch against Alec Boehm. Fly out. Brian De La Cruz ground out. Fly out. So maybe one more inning out of Matt Strom. What a job there. 1-out double by Trey Turner. Fly out and a ground out. So we're going to go to our pen again. We're going to go to Jose Alvarado. Sag bunt, and they get caught stealing. Bottom of the 11th, Eli Morgan in the pitch. And a walk-off home run by Seiya Suzuki advances us against the Dodgers, against his former team. He comes through. Wow, that is incredible. So we're going to have to mess with the rotation, I think, a little bit here because McClanahan just pitched. So we're going to put him in the 4th spot. So it'll be Zach Wheeler against Shohei Ohtani. We're going to sim Game 1 against the Dodgers. We win that. We lose Game 2, so we're gonna sim Game 3, save us a little time, win that, lose Game 4, lose Game 5. So we got to win back-to-back games against the mighty Dodgers here to advance to the World Series. Now this is tough. 102 wins the Dodgers. We're gonna have Zach Wheeler on the mounds against Tyler Glasnow. Solo shot by Stott gets us on the board. Good start for us so far. Another run scores thanks to Brandon Marsh. 3-0 solo shot by Brian De La Cruz, and we are rolling here. But this Dodger offense, we all know how scary it is. This game is far from over. But Glasnow does not look good. 3-run bomb by Shohei Ohtani, and they're right back in the game, ladies and gentlemen, just like we all probably hoped, or not hoped, obviously, but there's a game-tying run, and they take the lead against Zach Wheeler. We're going to have to go to the bullpen. Zach Jackson, hopefully giving us some innings here as the Dodgers take a 5-4 lead, and they are trying to get on the board again. They do not. Maybe one more inning out of Jackson. Good job by him. They go to Evan Phillips in the top of the 7th. We're going to go to our pen. We're going to go to Carlos Hernandez, and he gets out of a jam. They go to Blake Trinan. Big part of our order coming up. Bryce Harper, the 1-out single by Schwarber. Seiya Suzuki flies out. and Alec Bohm pops out. So we're going to go to Cornell here. Good inning by him. So top of the ninth, Tanner Scott in the face Brandon Marsh. Do we pinch hit for him? No. Actually, yeah, we're going to put in Wilson here to pinch hit. And he ties the game with a solo home run against Tanner Scott. Unbelievable. So they take him out to bring in Landon Knack to face Stott, and he hits into a double play. Unbelievable. Wow. So top of the 10th, Bryce Harper, leadoff single, walk by Schwarber. Seiya strikes out, bases loaded for Wilson, and we score 2 runs thanks to JT Realmuto. Another run scores thanks to Brian De La Cruz. Can Matt Strom shut the door? He does, so we're going to a Game 7. What a clutch hit there by our lineup. And here we go. Game 7, back-to-back Game 7s here in this franchise. Dodger Stadium. We're going to go to Christopher Sanchez. He's been great. I like the way our lineup looks. Here we go. Blake Snell on the mound. 2-out triple by Bryce. Doesn't get him home. And we get a clutch double play to start off the first. Christopher Sanchez looking good so far. Can we get to Blake Snell here? Double play. So both pitchers getting the job done so far. Blake Snell rolling. So is Christopher Sanchez. Top of the 6th. Leadoff single, double play, and a ground out. So top of the 7th. Strikes out 2. And we give up a 3-run bomb. I probably left in Sanchez too long there. That probably just screwed me. I don't know why I did that. I thought, okay, he was rolling. Man, that's probably a brain fart on my part. Can our offense get us back in this game? We don't. Kerkering, a little bit of a jam. So top of the 9th, Blake Snell gives it up to Tanner Scott. And he shuts the door. So that's a dumb move by me, yo. I apologize. I left him in too long. I thought, okay, he was rolling. Get that last out, but it was not worth the risk. We get eliminated by the Dodgers. Let's see if they win the World Series. They do against the Astros, and that is all they wrote for the first season. So a bad decision on my part. Managers make mistakes, you know what I'm saying? So we got to get back in the next season. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the first season. Let me get to work. We got to get probably another outfielder and a catcher. So that's going to be our main objective in this offseason. We made some trades, and will they work out? We'll have to wait and see. We signed some free agents. We ended up trading for Corbin Burns. He has a lot of money due, but hey, he's an ace. We need an ace. We got rid of Zach Wheeler to open up some cap space. We were able to take in some more money, give out some more money in free agency. I mean, he had a really good year last year, 14-8, 2.97 ERA. So you put him in this rotation with McClanahan, Sanchez, Aaron Nola, and Shane Baz. I think that's a really good rotation. We have Carlos Almanzar, who I guess we picked up in the draft, 19 years old, already a 75 overall. So maybe he turns out to be something. Bullpen, pretty much the same outside of Luke Weaver. We signed him to a 1-year, $6 million deal. Come off a fantastic year last year in New York. He was good in a few other franchises for us, so hopefully that continues. Didn't sign a closer because I think we'll just put Matt Strom back at closer. I'd probably just move him to closer. JT Realmuto we decided to bring back. There weren't a lot of catchers out there that really made a lot of sense that were really better. It's only a 1-year deal, so we could always look at free agency or trades next year if he doesn't have a good year. First base, Bryce. Second base, still the same. Third base, still the same. Shortstop. Left field, we let Kyle Schwarber walk. We went out and got Lane Thomas. We signed him to a 5-year deal. He had a really good year last year in Cleveland, 23 home runs. He's got good contact against lefties. I think he'll not hit for as much power as Schwarber did, obviously. But I think he provides, some better outfield defense, obviously, and a guy who can hopefully help out in the contact-wise in our lineup. We signed Miguel Andujar to a 1-year deal, or actually a 2-year deal. He had a really good year last year with the Athletics in 47. He hit .329. His contact's really good against lefties, so he has a little bit of a good extra outfield depth, and then everything else is pretty much the same. So we add to this team. We subtracted from this team. Let's see if it works out. Is over. We had some league leaders. Corbin Burns led the league in ERA. Matt Strom with 57 saves. Corbin Burns led in innings pitched and whip. And then offensively, Bryce Harper with 129 runs batted. And we ended up winning 110 games. Run away with the division. Fantastic season for us. Get this postseason underway and hopefully a World Series championship for the Phillies. Let's check out how everybody did. So we have Bryson Stott, 15 home runs, 66 RBIs, 252 average. Not too bad for him. Definitely a jump up from last season. Brandon Marsh with a good year, 18 home runs, career high, 65 RBIs. Really good offensive season. Bryce Harper with 39 home runs, 129 RBIs. I mean, this guy's just a machine. He was healthy this year, played 140 games. Trey Turner, down year compared to last year, but still not like an awful season. Seiya Suzuki with 31 home runs, 88 runs driven in. Alec Bohm did not really have a great year. I mean, I guess you could say it was close to last year. When you're in a walk year like he is, you want to have a big year, and he didn't really have that, which that's going to be an interesting decision too, depending on the last season if we bring him back or we go for a better option at third base. We'll have to see how that turns out. JT Realmuto, about typical JT Realmuto season at this point, unfortunately. There's not really much there offensively. And then Brian De La Cruz with 20 home runs. How about that? Back to his 2024 offensive showing. He's been a great pickup. And then Lane Thomas, not horrible, but definitely expect a better year from him, especially coming off the year he had last year. So our offense isn't bad. I mean, we got a lot of power in this lineup. Rodolfo Castro's been solid off the bench. 8 home runs. I'll take that. Miguel Andujar was a good pickup. He put up good offensive numbers. And then we had 9 home runs from Weston Wilson. And then Marshawn didn't really provide a whole lot offensively. So we take a look at the pitching staff. Corbin Burns, what a year. He had 18-6, 2.25 ERA. Fantastic. Shane McClanahan was awesome this year, but he had 2 big injuries that took him out like 4 months of the season. But man, when he pitched, he was unhittable. 1.89 ERA, 4-2 record. Christopher Sanchez, 12-6 record, 3.05 ERA. Aaron Nola had a good year as well, 3.83 ERA, 15-6 record. And then Shane Baz, 12-9, 4.27. So our rotation was fantastic, as it should be. How about this guy, Juan Cabrera? I don't know who that is, but hey, he's on the roster. Zach Jackson, not as good of a year as last year, but still, ERA close to 4. At least it's under 4, the ERA. Luke Weaver was a good pickup, 89 innings, 2.43 ERA. So we ended up bringing Sir Anthony Dominguez back to Philly. He gave us an okay season. Didn't really pitch a lot, but I saw he was available in the free agent market. We signed him to like a 2-year deal. And then how about this guy? This is the rookie we had I was showing you guys at the beginning of this franchise, or this season. Carlos Almanzar, 3.19 ERA. He's only 19 years of age, 13-1 record. How about a debut season for him? Orion Kerkering had another good year, 6-7 record, 11 blown saves, unfortunately, with 3 saves, 37 holds. Jose Alvarado in his walk here gave us a 2.77 ERA. He's going to get paid. We'll have to see if we can bring him back. And then Matt Strom didn't have as good of a year as last year, but still a good year, 57 saves. Man, so our team showed out, and now it's time to get to these playoffs. Let's see who we end up facing. We're facing the Giants. So we're going to sim game 1, lose that. I'm tempted to sim game 2, but my luck has not been great. So we're going to play game 2 in Philly against the Giants. Hopefully we can win this and tie the series up. We got Shane McClanahan on the mound. Let's see if he can shut down the Giants here. Let's see if our offense can get some early runs. We do. Bryce Harper with a 3-run bomb, 4-0 now. And we are rolling. So hopefully McClanahan can shut them down. Logan Webb we get to early. They got a pretty good offense, though, the Giants. Solo shot by Bryce Harper. What a start to the postseason he's having. But the Giants looking to get something going here, but they don't. Logan Webb trying to just get the Giants through something here. McClanahan, they put in Keaton Wynn. McClanahan gives up 2 singles, fielder's choice, run scores. Maybe one more out. Okay, so 6 strong innings. So it's 5-1. We're going to go to the bullpen here. We're going to put in Sir Anthony Dominguez. Hopefully he can give us a quality game here. Gives up 1 run, 5-2. Leadoff double by Stott. Bryce Harper continues to smoke this Giants team. There's 1 run. Bases loaded. 3 more runs scored thanks to JT, and this game's been made wide open. 10-2. So we're going to go to Cabrera here, get him some postseason experience, and hopefully he can just shut him down. Joe Ross, who we had last season, and we end up tying up the series, convincing win. Bryce Harper 3 for 5 with 4 runs driven in. So we're going to sim game 3. We win that, and we advance to take on the Dodgers again, of course. And we win game 1, lose game 2, win game 3, lose game 4. So we're going to play game 5, series tied 2-2. We're on the road in LA. These are two juggernauts in the National League right here, ladies and gentlemen. I feel like this is almost a must-win game. So we're going to put, because I mean, this is a momentum type. So we're going to put Corbin Burns against Shohei Ohtani. What a pitching matchup that is, man. Talk about two absolute studs. Can we get to Shohei Ohtani in this game? And the Dodgers score early thanks to Max Muncy. Our offense has been shut down so far. They have Marcell Ozuna now, too. Cedric Mullins, Rowdy Tellez. Solo shot by Alec Boehm ties the game, and we score the go-ahead run thanks to Lane Thomas. Stott brings in another run. They take out Ohtani to bring in Gavin Stone. We score 2 more runs. Our offense just had a huge inning. Can Corbin Burns get us to the finish line here to get us a lead in this series? The Dodgers looking to bounce, but they hit into a double play. Gavin Stone. I mean, Corbin Burns gave us a sensational outing tonight. Solo shot by Mookie. It's time to take him out, though. Let's see. Who do we put in the game? I want to bring in Jose Alvarado. 2 on, 2 out, and gets a fly out. There's a good insurance run. Brian De La Cruz with a 2-run bomb. So we're not going to use our closer. We're going to bring in Luke Weaver. Fly out, single, double play, and we take a series lead. So we're going to sim game 6. So we lose that, and we're going to a game 7 again like last year against the Dodgers. Hopefully my bad management doesn't screw us this year. So here we go. Shane McClanahan on the mound. At home in Philly, leadoff double by Mookie, but we do not give up a run against Roki Sasaki. Man, this is going to be a pitching duel. No score so far. Sasaki shutting us down. There's 2 singles, but we strike out. Ohtani with the 1-out single, and Ozuna drives him in after the stolen base. So 1-0. Error. Hopefully that doesn't come back to bite us. And it does. A 3-run bomb by David Bodie. And the Dodgers take the lead. We're going to go to the bullpen. Go to Luke Weaver. Solo shot by Marcell Ozuna. And the Dodgers looking to take us out again. It is 6-0 Dodgers. Sasaki's shutting us down. There's 2 runs, though. We got some hope. And we're going to go back to the bullpen. We're going to go to Sir Anthony Dominguez. Solo shot by Shohei Ohtani. 7-2. We hit into a double play. We're going to bring in Zach Jackson here. Bottom of the 8th. Sean Armstrong in the pitch. Single by Bryce, but nobody gets home. We're going to bring in Matt Strom to at least try to keep this game. And there's a 2-run David Bodie. What a game from him. Man. 2-run bomb by Marcell Ozuna. And ladies and gentlemen, I think the Dodgers are about to send us home for back-to-back years. And they do. 11-2 win for the Dodgers. Back-to-back seasons of being eliminated by them. And they win the World Series again over the Guardians. Man, we got so close. Back-to-back seasons. The almighty Dodgers take us out. But we got one more season to get a World Series. Can we make it happen? Let me get to this offseason and make some moves, and we'll find out. Final regular season about to get underway of this franchise. We made 2 moves. Now, are they going to be making us any better? We'll see. Rotation's still the same. Bullpen, we had to re-sign Alvarado and Luke Weaver, which was tough. We got the job done there. We ended up signing Tyler Stevenson. We ended up letting JT walk. There was better options out there. Coming off a 24 home run year. And hopefully he has more pop to our lineup. And then we signed for third base. We lost Alec Boehm. He went to the Dodgers. We signed Jonathan India. 2 former Reds coming off a 20 home run year, back-to-back 20 home run years with the Royals. So hopefully he has a little bit more pop to our lineup as well with him. And other than that, our lineup's pretty much the same. I think our team really had a good year last year. Didn't really try to make too many changes. Didn't have a ton of money to spend, obviously, with some of the contracts we have with Nola and Burns and Harper. And, so we only had so much money to spend. So we added 2 great hitters to our lineup. Hopefully it pans out. Let's see. Hey, this is the final trade we're going to make of this franchise. We're going to get Royce Lewis from the Minnesota Twins, who's having a fantastic year, 31 home runs, 77 RBIs at the trade deadline. We're going to give them Jonathan India, who hasn't really played well for us so far. We got to get a bigger bat in this lineup. Didn't really want to give them this low of a package of a trade, but they wanted Brian De La Cruz. I'm not really sure why they want him so bad, but I tried to add prospects. I tried to add better players. They just were like, no, we want Brian De La Cruz. I'm like, okay, y'all can have him. And we're also giving them Carlos Almanzar, who's been good for us so far, who's 20 years old, has a ton of potential. So we're going to get Royce Lewis and put him in this lineup. It's over. Let's see how we did before we hopefully win a World Series to end this. Shane McClanahan led the league in WAR. Let's check out our lineup. Bryson Stott, good year. I mean, he's probably going to be around them numbers for his career. 305 average, though, slugged 455. Brandon Marsh had a down year, only hit 195, which is not what you want to see after a good year last year, especially in your walk year, too. Bryce Harper with another fantastic year, 31 home runs, 300 average. Royce Lewis, 39 home runs. I don't know how his potential is dropping when he had a 39, 104 RBI year, but whatever. Trey Turner, another good year. He's been Mr. Consistent as well in this franchise. Seiya Suzuki with a little bit of a down year compared to last year. Hopefully he can have a big playoffs for us. Tyler Stevenson, 26 home runs, 77 RBIs. A great acquisition at catcher. Miguel Andujar, we gave the DH spot to, hasn't really produced. And then Lane Thomas hasn't really worked out in free agency, unfortunately. Rodolfo Castro, 4 home runs, 21 RBIs. Didn't really hit this year. Joey Loperfido didn't hit it either off the bench. And then Weston Wilson actually had a good year. 8 home runs, 280 average. And then Marchand didn't really do too much offensively. So we take a look at our pitching rotation. McClanahan, not as good as last year, but still a great year. 14-6, 2.57 ERA, 188 strikeouts. Corbin Burns, another great year. 17-8 record, 2.92 ERA. Aaron Nola, down year for him, unfortunately. ERA close to 5, just over 4.5. Shane Baz, another good year. 14-11, 3.51 ERA. And then Christopher Sanchez has been amazing in this franchise. I mean, this guy's just consistent as hell. 2.90 ERA, 14-5 record. I mean, look at the bullpen. Seth Johnson in his first really full season gave us good production in 14 innings. 2.51 ERA. Juan Cabrera didn't pitch. Zach Jackson, good year. 3-2 record, 2.93 ERA, 103 strikeouts in 80 innings. This guy's a strikeout machine. Luke Weaver, another fantastic year for him. 2.60 ERA in 93 innings. So Anthony Dominguez worked out in free agency. 2.43 ERA. Orion Kerkering, don't know how his overall is dropping when he had pretty much an identical year to last year, but whatever, 2.84 earned run average. How about Jose Alvarado? 27 holds, 1.40 ERA for Jose. And then Mastrom, I mean, another good year. I don't get what sometimes MLB The Show is always weird with the overall dropping in this game because it's like they have good years and their overall still drop. Like, I get the age thing for Mastrom. He is 35 now, but like he had a fantastic year. His overall should honestly just stay the same, but whatever. 45 saves for him. So can we win a World Series, or will the almighty Dodgers eliminate us again? So we're facing the Brewers in Game 1. We win, I meant first round series. So we're down 2-1 to the Brewers already. So we got to try to fight from behind against the Brew Crew, who won 88 games. So we're at American Family Field, I guess it's called now. So we're going to put Christopher Sanchez on the mound. He's been fantastic against Shane Bieber. We got 2 on, bases loaded, 2 outs, and we pop up. Solo shot by William Contreras gets them on the board early. And the Brewers are trying to eliminate us in round 1. We got, man, our offense just is not getting going here. 2-out triple, can't get him home. Sanchez has done his job. He's gave up 1 run. Our offense has got to pick him up. So bases loaded, 2 outs for Royce Lewis, and he strikes out. So he gets caught stealing, running to an out. Shane Bieber continues. First and third, 1 out, and do our strike. Man, you cannot strike out there. So we're going to have to take out Sanchez. He's pitched great. We're going to put in Luke Weaver. Gets out of the jam. Shane Bieber still in the game. 2-out walk to Bryce. Single by Royce Lewis. They bring in Abner Uribe, and he gets the fly out. So maybe 1 more inning out of Luke Weaver. So Abner Uribe still in the game. 2-out walk, 2 walks. Bryson Stott pops up. Our offense has just let us down. So Anthony Dominguez in the pitch. 2-out walk, strikeout. Brian Hudson in the pitch. Strikes out Brandon Marsh. Bryce flies out and a fly out to end it. And we just get smoked in the first round. Our offense did not show up in game 4. And that is all they wrote. The Tigers win the World Series. So Philly fans, I sold in the first season. Second season, we came down to Game 7 against the Dodgers again. We lost. We get smoked in the first round by the Brew Crew. And that is the end of this franchise. So hopefully I did the Phillies justice somewhat. I made some moves. We just didn't really get over the hump. So make sure to like and subscribe for more MLB content. I'll be posting the Washington Nationals next, which should be an interesting team to do because they're kind of in a rebuild / compete stage. So that should be fun. Make sure to check out the LTQ Wrestling Crew channel as well in the description. Peace.